The One-Year Bible, the Living Bible Paraphrased, April 21st. This was the reply of the people of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh to these high officials. We swear by Jehovah, the God of gods, that we have not built the altar in rebellion against the Lord. He knows, and let all Israel know it too, that we have not built the altar to sacrifice burnt offerings or grain offerings or peace offerings. May the curse of God be on us if we did. We have done it because we love the Lord, and because we fear that in the future your children will say to ours, "What right do you have to worship the Lord God of Israel?" The Lord has placed the Jordan River as a barrier between our people and your people. You have no part in the Lord, and your children may make our children stop worshiping him. So we decided to build the altar as a symbol to show our children and your children that we, too, may worship the Lord with our burnt offerings and peace offerings and sacrifices. Your children will not be able to say to ours, "You have no part in the Lord our God." If they say this, our children can reply, "Look at the altar of the Lord that our fathers made, patterned after the altar of Jehovah. It is not for burnt offerings or sacrifices, but is a symbol of the relationship with God that both of us have. Far be it from us to turn away from the Lord or to rebel against him by building our own altar for burnt offerings, grain offerings, or sacrifices. Only the altar in front of the tabernacle may be used for that." When Phinehas the priest and the high officials heard this from the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh, they were very happy. Phinehas replied to them, "Today we know that the Lord is among us, because you have not sinned against the Lord as we thought. Instead, you have saved us from destruction." Then Phinehas and the 10 ambassadors went back to the people of Israel and told them what had happened. And all Israel rejoiced and praised God and spoke no more of war against Reuben and Gad. The people of Reuben and Gad named the altar of witness, for they said, "It is a witness between us and them that Jehovah is our God too." Long after this, when the Lord had given success to the people of Israel against their enemies, and when Joshua was very old, he called for the leaders of Israel, the elders, judges, and officers, and said to them, "I am an old man now, and you have seen all that the Lord your God has done for you during my lifetime. He has fought for you against your enemies and has given you their land. And I have divided to you the land of the nations yet unconquered, as well as the land of those you have already destroyed. All the land from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea shall be yours. For the Lord your God will drive out all the people living there now, and you will live there instead, just as he promised you. But be very sure to follow all the instructions written in the book of the laws of Moses. Do not deviate from them the least little bit. Be sure that you do not mix with the heathen people still remaining in the land. Do not even mention the names of their gods, much less swear by them or worship them. But follow the Lord your God just as you have until now. He has driven out great, strong nations from before you, and no one has been able to defeat you. Each one of you has put to flight 1,000 of the enemy, for the Lord your God fights for you, just as he has promised. So be very careful to keep on loving him. If you don't, and if you begin to intermarry with the nations around you, then know for a certainty that the Lord your God will no longer chase those nations from your land. Instead, they will be a snare and a trap to you, a pain in your side and a thorn in your eyes, and you will disappear from this good land which the Lord your God has given you. Soon I will be going the way of all the earth. I am going to die. You know very well that God's promises to you have all come true. But as certainly as the Lord has given you the good tidings he promised, just as certainly he will bring evil upon you if you disobey him. For if you worship other gods, he will completely wipe you out from this good land that the Lord has given you. His anger will rise hot against you, and you will quickly perish. The Gospel of Luke, chapter 20, verses 27 to 47. Then some Sadducees, men who believe that death is the end of existence, that there is no resurrection, came to Jesus with this: The laws of Moses state that if a man dies without children, the man's brother shall marry the widow, and their children will legally belong to the dead man to carry on his name. We know of a family of 7 brothers. The oldest married and then died without any children. His brother married the widow, and he too died. Still no children. And so it went one after the other until each of the 7 had married her and died, leaving no children. Finally the woman died also. Now here is our question: whose wife will she be in the resurrection? For all of them were married to her. Jesus replied, Marriage is for people here on earth, but when those who are counted worthy of being raised from the dead get to heaven, they do not marry, and they never die again. In these respects they are like angels, and are sons of God, for they are raised up in new life from the dead. But as to your real question, whether or not there is a resurrection, why, even the writings of Moses himself prove this. When he describes how God appeared to him in the burning bush, he speaks of God as the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. To say that the Lord is some person's God means that person is alive, not dead. So from God's point of view, all men are living. Well said, sir, remarked some of the experts in the Jewish law who were standing there. And that ended their questions, for they dared ask no more. Then he presented them with a question. Why is it, he asked, that Christ, the Messiah, is said to be a descendant of King David? But David himself wrote in the book of Psalms, God said to my Lord, the Messiah, Sit at my right hand until I place your enemies beneath your feet. How can the Messiah be both David's son and David's God at the same time? Then, with the crowds listening, he turned to his disciples and said, Beware of these experts in religion, for they love to parade in dignified robes and to be bowed to by the people as they walk along the street, and how they love the seats of honor in the synagogues and at religious festivals. But even while they are praying long prayers with great outward piety, they are planning schemes to cheat widows out of their property. Therefore, God's heaviest sentence awaits these men. Your throne is founded on 2 strong pillars. The one is justice and the other righteousness. Mercy and truth walk before you as your attendants. Blessed are those who hear the joyful blast of the trumpet, for they shall walk in the light of your presence. They rejoice all day long in your wonderful reputation and in your perfect righteousness. You are their strength. What glory! Our power is based on your favor. Yes, our protection is from the Lord himself, and he, the Holy One of Israel, has given us our King. In a vision you spoke to your prophet and said, I have chosen a splendid young man to be from the common people to be the king. He is my servant, David. I have anointed him with my holy oil. I will steady him and make him strong. His enemies shall not outwit him, nor shall the wicked overpower him. I will beat down his adversaries before him and destroy those who hate him. I will protect him, bless him constantly, and surround him with my love. He will be great because of me. He will hold sway from the Euphrates River to the Mediterranean Sea, and he will cry to me, You are my Father, my God, and my rock of salvation. I will treat him as my firstborn son and make him the mightiest king in all the earth. I will love him forever and be kind to him always. My covenant with him will never end. He will always have an heir. His throne will be as endless as the days of heaven. If his children forsake my laws and don't obey them, then I will punish them. But I will never completely take away my loving kindness from them, nor let my promises fail. No, I will not break my covenant. I will not take back one word of what I said. For I have sworn to David, and the holy God can never lie, that his dynasty will go on forever, and his throne will continue to the end of time. It shall be eternal as the moon, my faithful witness in the sky. Proverbs chapter 13, verses 17 through 19. An unreliable messenger can cause a lot of trouble. Reliable communication permits progress. If you refuse criticism, you will end in poverty and disgrace. If you accept criticism, you are on the road to fame. It is pleasant to see plans develop. That is why fools refuse to give them up even when they are wrong.